Good afternoon and welcome to this 8th edition of the Fundación MAPFRE Awards to Social Innovation. I am Karina Verdú. It's an honor for me to be here this afternoon with all of you to present these awards, this gala that celebrates talent, creativity, and also commitment with a better world. Before getting started, I want you to please put your phones away, off, in silent mode, flight mode, and today we're going to acknowledge people that they do not only have brilliant ideas, but that they work intensely to make them a reality and improve the life of many people, because innovation, when it works together with social impact, has a transforming power, which is huge. Along the day, we're going to learn about amazing projects that address different challenges, health, digital technologies, and also active aging or safe mobility and sustainable mobility. From Fundación MAPFRE, we want to say thank you to our 12 candidates or finalists. Thank you very much for your efforts, for your passion. You're winning just for the fact of being here, and we want to say thank you to the jury that has worked so much to be able to choose these 12 finalists. An applause for them. So without further ado, we're going to get started with this ceremony, and we're going to celebrate all together the power of social innovation. Since in February the jury chose these 12 finalists, they have been supported by the team of IA University, our academic partner, and they are also part of Red Innova, a community of entrepreneurs where they share knowledge, expertise, and also a keen spirit to change the world. In this 8th edition, we have received more than 350 initiatives. Today, we have together with us the ones that they have demonstrated a bigger potential to generate a huge social impact, and all those that are feasible not only in the technical side, but also on the economical and the organizational side. Before learning about this project from the representatives and to say welcome, I want to ask to the president of Fundación MAPFRE, Antonio Huertas, to come here to the stage with me and to dedicate some words to us.
Muchas gracias, Karina. Gracias.
Thank you, Karina. Thank you for being with us today once again, Secretary General, Secretary of State for Innovation, Science and Technology, Ibero-American General Secretary, President of the IE University. We have several from Chile, Brazil, Sweden, authorities, friends. It's a pleasure being here once again with you. Another year with this 8th edition. It seems that it was yesterday, and we've been already organizing this for 8 years, this Social Innovation Awards. Very important concepts in the world of today. Innovation, which is part of our daily life, in which every day since we wake up, we observe new things that come to our eyes to try to improve our way of living, and also the word social in the world of today. We have many needs. I have many friends that are very, very much passionate about working in NGOs and projects and companies, and you dedicate most of your time and sometimes resources and also of your happiness and your excitement to help other people. And somehow this is the goal of this awards. It's on the one side to learn about innovation, but also the innovation that has to do with improving the way of life of people. This year for Fundación MAPFRE is a special year. Alberto Manzano, my friend, who is there in the back, he was somehow the main character of this. 50 years ago, MAPFRE decided to set up the foundation in the year 75. We need to do some kind of flashback to the year 75 and think about the state of the country in that moment. We already started talking about this 10 years before, even in our assemblies, in our minutes, and everything, our concern with a very decent goal that we had. But we were also at the same time a company, we wanted to earn some money, maybe not that much in that moment, but we also wanted to dedicate parts of the results, part of the profits to be able to support more the society. It's not that companies don't do this daily due to our activity. We create job positions, we create balanced relations with all of the shareholders, also things that improve the life of people, but somehow we were trying to increase this commitment, strengthening the bond with those communities in which the company is operating. So 75 years have come along, and this year we are fortunate enough to be able to celebrate this as any social organization. It's true that it's not going to be a huge party, it's going to be very moderate, but nevertheless, we are planning an activity agenda that it's aiming to demonstrate all of those things that we have in our portfolio. We feel proud of it, always working with all of the causes that Fundación MAPFRE is supporting. This is our 8th year. As a demonstration of this thing that I mentioned before, this is the words to social innovation. I didn't bring these minutes of all of the 8 years of all of the projects that we have awarded, because for me, already being here in this room, you have already received an award, you're winning. But if we did a flashback and we saw and revisited other awards, we could see that some of them, they are already in the late stages, pre-commerce, pre-marketing or even marketing. But basically, it's not really marketing. It's just to improve the life of people, of communities, of persons, that they need solutions to be able to improve their life conditions. Basically, projects that do have an impact on people. And this is the great value of what we are trying to do. A foundation that has been for 50 years seeking for more opportunities for the rest. A foundation that has been 50 years trying to open some doors of opportunities, in 50 years trying to work for a present and for a more human future. It's very important the way in which we deploy these awards. We have 4 headquarters dedicated to 4 geographical areas, as you already know: Europe from Spain, Brazil itself, due to its size and the importance of the country, Latin America is to acknowledge all of the creative efforts and innovative efforts that we have in the Ibero-American area, and also, of course, the United States, where we understand we need to learn from and also to praise the value of all of these amazing projects that come from the United States funnel. And we are also fortunate enough from this origin. We have the IE University that's supporting us and helping us to deploy all of this radar to be able to seek, to search, and to find all of these projects that must be or must aim to be worthy of this award, of this recognition. The support that the IA delivers to these startups, these groups, these people, these projects, which are creators, it's very important. They do a companionship activity of developing their projects, and they basically give them all of the help that they need to be able to make even more professional this standardization of their projects. I think that it's not only necessary to have the idea or to develop it, but you also have to present it. You have to seduce with your idea. You need to try to make it attractive so that they can maybe opt for the award, but also for the future, so that they can carry out some projects that can be developed so that they can have their full development and potential. We could also see them belonging to the Red Innova. It's the Innova network created from these awards that allows us to create a very important networking, a complete communication between the creators of the projects that are worth of it. It's very important to congratulate all of them, the 12 candidates of the 3 headquarters, 3 per segment: e-health, mobility, and also senior economy or senior society. They are all very important. They are all bringing to the table very relevant solutions. We have had more than 350 candidates. We have more than 330 candidates that were out of this, were left out, but the jury, we're very thankful to the jury because they do a huge effort to be able to select this, to make this feasible, because it's not easy. We have also regional juries. We have semi-finals in each of the headquarters, and they do make the hard work easier. And I'm sure that they have their own hearts. They want to support, of course, their country, but they need to think in a very specific way, in an unbiased way, so that they need to choose not based on their country. And also the final jury that has intensively worked in these last categories and these last weeks to be able to bring us this final ultimate selection of the best candidates for each of these 3 categories that we have seen. The effort, once again, I want to repeat, my dear members of the jury, it's our recognition, and we want to send our love to you because you made this happen. Along the presentations we're going to be seeing, we have also been living this along the way, along the life of these awards, because 8, 7, 6, even 3 years ago, we did not talk about artificial intelligence. And today, you're going to see that most of the projects in each category, artificial intelligence is one of the tools, it's one of the boosts that allow to transform and to innovate in a faster way. And this is a proof of the dynamism that our world has, our society has, and how these awards are also incorporating these new technologies that are also enriching even more all of the projects. I'm sure that if we take a look at what happened 8 years ago and then we were able to compare it to today, we will be very surprised. Things have changed a lot in not a big lifespan, but at the end, these projects try to help using all of the capabilities of creation, using technologies, using also thoughts, and also the power of people that connect to each other. And from this emotion, they move, knowing that they are looking for solutions for the world and the life of other people. So we're trying to find this eureka moment, something that's going to make us happy, and it's going to be able to solve some gap, some breach, or some flaw that sometimes, unfortunately, we still have in our society. Fortunately, counting on them will help us close those gaps. At the end, the technology, and this is what we see from Fundación MAPFRE, technology, far from creating barriers or being exclusive to some, has to be totally inclusive and break barriers. Technology must help us so that inequality gaps stop existing. As many years ago, we did not talk about artificial intelligence. I would love that, maybe not this year, but the following year, I would like to see this gaps disappear. I think we have the opportunity pretty close to us. This is going to be the opportunity that's going to be able to close those gaps. Because technology, as in knowledge, can benefit all of us, especially the ones that are in the most vulnerable positions due to maybe physical, mental, or social conditions. They are under some limitations that make them ask for help. And this help, apart from the human side, the loving side, the warm side of the human being, could be also thanks to technology. And to the finalists, to start wrapping up, you're here. You're already winners. You do have an idea. You do have a passion. You have this door open. But we want to meet you. We want to know you. We want to hear you. We want to enjoy with you with this same excitement that I'm pretty sure that during the time that you've been developing this project, you have shared this excitement. You said, we did it, we make it, we go to the idea. The way has been long. I'm sure that you have suffered a lot. Maybe you have found certain dark moments. It's been a toil for you, but you did not give up. You're here with us, and now we're going to live with you this enthusiasm to share this amazing project. I want to congratulate all of you. We will continue congratulating you along the way, but that's something I wanted to set clear. This is going to continue. We have a next chapter. We are calling for the 9th edition, and Fundación MAPFRE will continue sharing this enthusiasm that we treasure from this 50 years now. We will continue trying to strengthen even more our commitment. Trying, as I said, trying to continue opening doors, accelerating opportunities, giving more opportunities, and working all together to have a more human world. Thank you very much to all of you.
Muchísimas gracias. Bueno, ahora vamos a...
Thank you very much. Now we're going to remember how this award ceremony is going to work, this 8th edition. So the call has focused in 4 strategic regions: Brazil, the rest of the countries of Latin America, United States, and Europe. And in 3 categories: improving health and digital technology, senior economy, and safe mobility and sustainable mobility. The 3 winners we're going to meet, 1 per category, will receive a cash prize of 40,000 euros. Now it's the moment to know, to learn, to meet these 12 finalists. We will start with the first category, which is e-health. Technology for well-being, life. We are giving awards to the best solution for real problems. Well, so this category is focused on how technology is revolutionizing the world of health, from prevention, diagnosis, also treatment, and the follow-up of the patients. Here we're looking for projects that improve our daily life, to help treat illnesses and make them safer. From Brazil, we have iCuri, iVital. It's developed by the company iCuri. It's a chatbot that gives us a follow-up for the patients after surgery through WhatsApp. We can have it in different areas, even in remote area. It's integrated with the clinical history, electronic clinical history, and detects early infections, early illnesses, reducing the some patients at hospitals.
Olá, boa noite. Eu sou Jace.
Hi, I am Jace. I am indigenous. And I started working in the startup iCurie. It comes from Brazil and it has the goal of doing this companionship activity after surgery. In Brazil, we have more than 1.5 million women that need public transport, their mothers. And they do have a strength in energy to move every single day and to survive. They need to live with less than the minimum wage. They do not receive any support when it comes to health, and even to receive some health services, they are pretty far from it. For example, in Pernambuco, they do not have the service. That's why we want to bring iVital. It's a chatbot using generative AI that's communicating in the best way possible with these women, independently from the cultural biases, economic conditions, etc. And with this, we identify the data and the data related to their infection, for example, or their illness. If there's something severe, we send all of this data to the medical team. In real time, the medical team gives support to these patients. They call them, they do all of the necessary management to admit them in hospitals, so they can live a proper life, they can take care of their kids and take care of their health. We all have a mother, and we know how difficult it is, the situation of these mothers, and thanks to this chatbot, we do a follow-up of these patients for more than 30 days. Depending on the infection, on their illness, we try to communicate which are the different conditions that they have. We also try to take photos of the condition they are having to have a backlog. Thank you, Fundación MAPFRE. Thank you very much, Jay-Z. Now, traveling to United States, let's meet the second one. It's empathic AI. It's a revolutionary progress in the evaluation, mental health, and also optimizing clinical tests. Their avatars enhanced by a generative AI. They analyze the way of speaking, the faces, the audio, and also physiological signals to offer real-time information and also culturally adapted to the emotional and psychological condition of the person. With them, the CEO, Shobi Ahmed. Please come here with us to share your initiative with us.
Hola, I'm Shobi, a physician scientist and founder and CEO of Sama Therapeutics, creator of the Empathic AI platform, a radical breakthrough in mental health assessment and clinical trial optimization. Some years ago, I fell in love and proposed. During a long-distance phase in our relationship, my partner had a relapse of major depression. Her doctor prescribed Prozac, and in 6 weeks, her mood began to lift. But with it, her ardently confessed feelings for me abruptly evaporated. Who knew of this uncommon side effect? The inability to imagine a romantic future. Despite high relapse rates and life-altering side effects like that, neuropsychiatry lags behind other fields in leveraging objective data, measuring precise interpretable biomarkers that are clinically validated and approved by regulatory authorities adds so much complexity and risk to clinical trials that that's the core obstacle to their scalability or even the investment capability. So Sama's solution is to create a generative AI agent that can collect digital biomarkers during the course of conducting the current gold standard interview assessments, for example, for depression or PTSD. And this allows us to basically sidestep the need for revenue generation that usually comes after the clinical validation, right? So we've created this proprietary data ecosystem working with real-world evidence from mental health clinics and synthesizing and validating these biomarkers for randomized controlled trials. And our competitive advantage is the technical ability to do this, as well as the ability to generate revenue in advance of regulatory authorities. So our business model is software as a service tiered licensing, and we're working with our beachhead markets of small pharma and mental health clinics. Our traction includes the ability to generate this revenue, small amounts, but will scale rapidly after our clinical validation study this summer, targeted for peer-reviewed journals, as well as helping us with the FDA and the EMA. And this study pits the avatar empathic AI agent against human expert raters to show that they are just as accurate and that they add additional value through the voice, speech, and physiological data that we're collecting at the same time. Our team is comprised of industry experts that have successfully commercialized precision medicine, neuroscientists with thousands of high-impact papers, even experimental psychiatrists for NASA. We pack 200 years of relevant expertise and 35 advanced degrees. So reflecting on my personal experience, I'm determined to advance effective therapeutics free of life-altering side effects. Gracias.
Thank you, Shobi. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you very much, Shobi. Now we're going to travel to Chile to meet Pegasi, the third finalist. It's a Chilean innovative startup that is using advanced technology to accelerate the treatment and diagnosis of cancer. The platform centralizes the information of the patients and uses tools like digital agenda, the clinical record, and also telephone consultations. Pegasi reduces the time that you have to wait to receive your treatment or even to do a test, optimizing the oncological attention. We have Luis Alejandro Santiago Ascanio, the co-founder and CEO, is today with us to tell about the project.
Gracias. Hola a todos.
Hello, everyone. Cancer is part of our day-to-day lives. Recently, we were seeing some news about Catherine of Wales, and the fight of the King of England against cancer. And we're used to listening to this. And here we experienced this in person when one of our co-founders and friends lost his life to cancer because we arrived 11 months later to a proper kidney cancer diagnosis of 4 level. When we started investigating what had happened to Jean-Pierre, we saw that we had arrived at a later 4th stage and that he had very little low rate of survival using a treatment that costed us hundreds of thousands of dollars. If we had arrived at this diagnosis earlier, his chances of survival would have been cheaper and higher. When we started studying in Pegasi what we could do in order to arrive to an earlier stage of the cancer development, we arrived at the concept of creating this platform called Pegasi Say, where we designed the safe ports, where we took high volumes of populations and we ran surveys to determine who were at risk of developing a cancer at a given time. With this basis, with this analysis, we arrived at those people who were high risk, and we started doing the clinical trials that were necessary. With the information we gathered from these people, we were able to create an oncological experts panel and monitor these people within the hospital to deliver a treatment that was appropriate in terms of timing and the fashion it was delivered. We developed this model that has been applied to over 200,000 patients in over 6 countries of the LATAM region. With this analysis, we arrived at the possibility of having a worldwide dimension. In Pegasi, we think that the digital browsing is the way to reach cancer faster, to gather data faster, to increase the adherence to the treatment, and also to lower the costs. So we are inviting you to join us in our mission against cancer. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Luis Alejandro. To accelerate the diagnosis and treatment means providing new opportunities. We're going to go to our fourth finalist in this category. Coming from Spain, we have Nureka Lab. This is a digital platform that detects issues with the neurodevelopment in minors. It uses scientific tools in order to facilitate health providers an early diagnosis, and it provides orientation to the families in order for them to know when to look for doctors or early assessments. We are inviting here Sergi Grau, the co-founder and CEO of Nureka Lab, so he can explain their project to us. Thank you very much. I remember Jordi. He was a classmate at school. He was one of the tallest guys, just like me, but he was the thinnest of all. And I remember him as a shy boy. When we were asked to read out loud, he looked down and he refused to answer. And this entailed many expulsions from the class, and teachers gave up on him. Our mothers were friends, and they reached an agreement. I had to go to his house twice a week in order to do homework with him. We spent the whole evening doing just 4 exercises. This was extremely frustrating for him. In fact, I argued also with my mother because I didn't want to go, as I felt frustrated as well. I wanted to do other things. I wanted to do my homework quickly in order to watch my favorite series or to play or to do anything else aside from going to these weirdos' house. But my mom gave me no option. And in fact, nowadays, I acknowledge that this conveyed the empathy that I needed to support every person. And in fact, I have very good memories of those afternoons with Jordi after a few years. I'm sure that all of us have had similar experiences, and this is not by chance. In each classroom, there are 4 or 5 students who have learning difficulties, and only 4 are not properly accompanied. We're talking about 600,000 children experiencing learning difficulties only in at the school level. The impact for them is not only from the academic perspective, it also has an emotional impact and a mental health impact. Jordi did not develop or achieve a great student's career, but he ended up finishing his secondary education. Those 2 afternoons a week planted the seed for this project. From Nureka Lab, we've developed the tools that allow us to monitor, follow up, and accompany all students in order to detect and determine if there are any sorts of difficulties. We can find out the children with dyslexia or with problems with calculations, and in only 3 or 4 months we can make this diagnosis. And we're very proud to say that 6,000 students have been accompanied with these solutions, but we still have a long way to go. And this is why we are asking you that you use your contacts network, whether it is with teachers, with the school's principals, that you contact them in the next 2 days. This is very easy with a QR that has been prepared by Fundación MAPFRE. You also can have my contact details, or after the gala, I would be delighted to have a chat with you if you're interested. It is key for all teachers to have the tools that enable them to find the learning difficulties, because the alarm signals are not always obvious until it may be too late. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sergi, and congratulations for this project that promotes equal opportunities among children. We're going to move to a different category. Our next category is senior economy. How do we face the demographic challenge with inclusion, opportunities? We want to limit the technological gap, entrepreneurship, innovation, active aging. We are acknowledging the best solutions for real problems. Well, Fundación MAPFRE is betting strongly on looking at aging as an opportunity. There are millions of elderly people who have a lot to give, and what they need are real solutions that enable them to keep learning, to keep working, to keep enjoying their leisure time, and also to have dignified lives. Well, let's meet the 4 finalists in this category. From Brazil, we get Vive Mais, a startup that looks at integrating socially the elderly through an app, a care app that connects health services, accompanying services, and leisure ones. It responds to physical needs, cognitive needs, and also it connects elderly professionals or veterans with the labor market. And we're welcoming here on the stage Silvia Scagliarini, the CEO and founder. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much to Fundación MAPFRE for having us in Madrid. My name is Silvia Scagliarini. I am the CEO of a company that started with a family problem. My mother needed care, needed not to be alone. She spent a lot of time on her own at home, and I was working in a different city, and there are so many elderly people who live alone, who feel alone in their homes, and what we're looking for is for an active aging and to break up with this loneliness and to try to connect also the elderly with new labor market opportunities. When I turned 50, the labor market said goodbye, Sylvia, and I had to think of new possibilities for taking care of the elderly. So this platform aims at connecting liberal professionals who are working in the labor market, who have a broad experience, with the elderly who are staying at home. Imagine what it means for them to be accompanied, to play chess, and at the same time I can go and work freely. And with this app, Vive Mais, allows me to be connected to her. In 2050, we will have more grandparents than grandchildren. We are 33 million people, over 60 in Brazil here. You have over 10 million people above 60. So we're talking about active aging to end up with the social alienation and to be able to connect people to improve everyone's lives. Thank you again to Fundación MAPFRE. Thank you, MAPFRE, and thank you all for your attention. Well, from the United States, we welcome Helpful Village. It is an online platform designed to support the villages. These are community organizations, non-profit organizations which help the elderly to grow old at home with dignity, with autonomy, and with social connections. It allows the coordination of volunteers, the planning of events, the follow-up of services, and also of the membership. We are asking Manuel Acevedo, its founder and CEO, to come on stage to tell us about the project. My son, you need to promise me that you will never take me to a nursing home. This is how Helpful Village started. My mom was worried about the vineyards producing wine in the Canary Islands. And me, from the University of California, I talked to her when she is going to undergo surgery in her knee. And after surgery, she goes back home with her knees really swollen. And I was telling her, listen to your body. It's time for you to retire. And my mom says to me, I will not do that. I do not want to stay at home doing nothing. So I said, okay. And she asked me to promise to never bring me to a nursery home. And I asked her, who is talking about a nursing home? What I'm telling you is that you cannot be walking for 8 hours a day in the vineyards. And she understood that this was not about what was happening that very day, but about what was coming in the future. And I told her, I understood that she wanted to live at home, but she could not live on her own. She needed a community to support her and to support her in her goal of living at home. With this idea she had in mind, we identified the three main elements in aging: the search of a purpose, to have something important to do in your life and not just to stay at home; autonomy, to be able to stay at home and live as she wanted to live; and socialization, which is about talking to other people. So I do not have any solution and I have no clue of what to do, but I find in Boston a model where many old people got together, worked together to find a solution for that problem, to stay at home, helping each other. And I became a volunteer and I said, how can I learn about this model? And I realized that this is the most beautiful model in the world without any technology, using Excel sheets and phone calls. And I am a telecoms engineer, and I decided to make this at a massive scale. And I developed this app, an interactive app that you can use in your phone, in your laptop. And with this, my mom can have the possibility of saying, okay, next Friday I will have to go to the doctor. And instead of telling two people, as she would have done in the past, she would use this app to write down this need, and many volunteers, thousands of volunteers, could come and help her. So this is what it means, this app, connecting people who are ready to help my mom so she can stay at home. 40,000 people in the United States are using Helpful Village in order to reinvent the way that they live in their houses. And I recommend that you can, I say that you can stay at home just by using a little bit of technology. I will tell you a little secret. We asked our finalists to focus their pitch in 3 minutes. And I really want to acknowledge their efforts because they're really complying with the timing. Now we're going to go back to Chile, where we're going to learn about the Train the Trainers project. This program connects technological providers, emerging technological providers, with senior professionals who are about to retire or who are already retired. Train the Trainers promotes the transfer of knowledge through a senior talents network. We have Valentina Wayman, who is the head of development, business development of Train the Trainer. Please join me on stage. The day my dad retired, as part of him died. Imagine what this meant for him. He had been going to the mine on every single day for 40 years. This is the work that had pushed him away from his family and society for all this time. He spent months watching telly after retiring. He understood that after working and devoting his life to this work, he had been left without any social contacts or anything to do in his life. He didn't want to accept that his life was empty, but this story was completely turned around. A young man came to our house, Ignacio. He said that he had met my dad 2 years prior, and he was building robots for the industry. Ignacio loved robotics, but he didn't know anything about mining, so he called up on the experience of a person who was perfect for the job. He asked him to devote a couple of hours every week to him, to his team, to the company, so because he wanted to show him all the projects that they were dealing with at that moment, because he wanted to enter the mining business. He accepted. My dad was a consultant and a consultant for 2 years, and my dad is now an entrepreneur working in the mining business sector, and he works with many different types of people. He stopped being that old man sitting in the couch in front of the TV. He shaves every day. He goes to work every day. This is the story of my dad. My name is Valentina Wayman, and I've been working in this business for many years in Chile, and now I work with 10 experts from different age ranges, and we have developed an initiative that aims at connecting the seniors, the retired experts, and the young people, the entrepreneurs who want to enter this business. We turn retired people into consultants so that they can guide startups, and we try to accelerate the knowledge transfer, which in a sector that is very difficult. We want mining to be more sustainable, safer. We have a network of 2,500 entrepreneurs that we've been training over the years. We will launch a yearly subscription model so that everyone can access this model. We are sure that we need to connect this entrepreneur spirit with the knowledge of the veterans. We know that there is always a good time to be an entrepreneur, and we think that mining sector is ready to reinvent itself. Thank you, Valentina, for that willingness to profit from the senior talent. We're coming back to Spain. We're going to get to know the COTI app. This is an inclusive app that facilitates communication among old people, families, and health service professionals by adjusting the usage level of each user to their own technological capacities. It promotes the integral or holistic care, promoting active aging and a connected aging as well. So we're going to have on the stage Antonio González Adalid de los Casares, CEO of COTI. Good afternoon. My name is Antonio and I'm a neuropsychologist. I've been working for many years with people with disabilities, mental issues and dementia, especially with the elderly. These are people who depend on us. But what would happen if we stop counting on them? What would happen if we simply erased them? They would lose their humanity, and precisely that humanity is what they lose, together with their knowledge, compassion. They lose their self-confidence. Does anybody know in this room how to live on their own? I do not believe so. I think that we are all communication beings, so to speak. This is our purpose, our meaning. And in the digital era, we spend 8 hours in front of a computer. Have you seen these people in social media? Well, we haven't. They are not present there. We have erased them. Do you think that they would be interested in connecting with their families more? And the families and the healthcare providers who accompany them or who care for them. During the pandemic, I took care of Encarna. She had Alzheimer, and the digital isolation was erasing her from the memory of her relatives, especially the smaller children. I knew that Encarna would be able to use a simple communication network. Nowadays, I'm working with the best team, experts in design and advanced technology, and we have created COTI, which is a network that is adapted to the needs and capabilities of the users. It profits from neurosciences and technology expertise that are working together. We couldn't help Encarna, but since March 2025, over 100 families put their trust in us, and they have incorporated their dependent relatives to this network, and they have improved their health and their emotional well-being and their own well-being. We cannot work on our own. This is why the social sanitary companies distribute the COTI app in order to improve communication, the care of these people, and also they make their businesses grow together with ours. We want to be accompanying these families who find themselves in the situation that Encarna found herself in. We need the resources to develop the technology and also to convey to the world that we have the first communication network that is self-adapting. We have created this technology because we trust and we believe in a society that is inclusive. If you share this vision with us, I ask you to contact me and to be part of this technological revolution. Thank you very much. Thank you, Antonio, and congratulations for this initiative. And let's move on to the last vertical, safe and sustainable mobility. What do we need for a sustainable mobility? Prevention, security, awareness, responsibility, sustainability, accessibility, innovation, artificial intelligence, inclusive mobility. Today, we are recognizing the best solution for real problems. In terms of safe and sustainable mobility, we acknowledge those projects that help us build a culture of prevention. According to the WHO, traffic accidents are the main cause of death among youngsters between 5 and 29 years old. This is why we support ideas that use technology, including artificial intelligence, in order to limit the risks and to make cities safer and more environmentally aware. Let's meet our 4 finalists. From Brazil, we are welcoming MAPFRE, which is a portable and easy to set up accessory that transforms the traditional wheelchairs. It helps preventing accidents, and it has been certified by health and disability entities, and it improves the quality and the mobility of the users. We are having on stage Rebecca Pasiornik-Cooperstein, founder and CEO of MAPFRE. Good evening. Wheelchair users are at risk because when they move around the cities, the squares, there are, the floor is never even. I knew a person who had fallen from their wheelchair and they needed to wait for somebody strong enough, came to put them back in their wheelchair. 4.7% of our sidewalks are not accessible. I don't know if you can imagine how a person can live in a place like this one. There are thousands of people needing a wheelchair who do not have the means to get out of their houses. So Ploytech has several products, a range of products that offer greater stability to wheelchairs in order to navigate the city centers, because the rear wheelchairs wheels are supported by an additional set of wheels. We have a great number of old people in Brazil, and 325,000 people have mobility issues due to traffic accidents every year. Our solution is inclusive, is integral. People using wheelchairs can even participate in races in the streets, in popular races, for instance. So we have the product, we have an inclusive action through sports, and we also have a different module that can be made in all parts of Brazil. And we also have the support of a bank. We are a mature group that deals with different purposes, and we use technology in order to find viable solutions. We want to work hand in hand with the Paraná Technological University in order to develop 2 more devices. One of them would be the rental of these devices for tourists. I am an urban architect, and welcome to Urban Ploy. Thank you, Rebecca. And welcome for this initiative to improve the mobility of people in wheelchairs. Let's move on to meet wing driver coming from the States. It's a software company that uses SaaS based on AI that is revolutionizing road safety through the face analysis that allows to detect if the driver is sleepy, or if there are any distractions, or there are any risky attitudes when driving. And we have Andre Acevedo, who is going to tell us what this is about.
It's a pleasure to be here. Let me start by telling you a story. Back in 2014, I was just driving the short 5-mile distance that I do all the time, going from my girlfriend's house to mine. But this time, I was tired. And after driving just 5 minutes, I fell asleep and crashed. I totaled 2 cars, but thankfully, no one was injured. On that night, I was lucky. I was really, really lucky. But not everyone is. Each year, 1.3 million people are killed partially because of sleep and distraction at the wheel. That's 3,000 people per day. And that is only in the US and in Europe. And insurance are losing $300 billion because of that. My name is Andre. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Wing Driver. And we are creating a transformative impact on driver safety by using this device or a tablet, AI, and computer vision. Our technology can watch your face and understand if you fall asleep or if you are distracted while driving, that is super common, and generate an alert in real time to change that behavior. A loud noise to wake you up or a small noise to keep you focused on the driving task. And now we are going to change the world. We are building a system, a software development kit that can be implemented in any existing app that already have large user base. We divided the world in 4 different segments. We are targeting professional drivers with fleet management solution companies. We are targeting the new taxi drivers by partnering with ride-sharing companies, Uber, Lyft, Bolt. We are partnering with insurance companies such as yours, because everyone has an insurance in their vehicle. And in the future, we're going to be inside of the vehicles. We are working in this area since 2014. We already have a successful exit in the space, myself and my co-founder Philippe. And the other co-founder worked on Bosch for 4 years, developing computer vision and AI. But let me finalize with a story from last year. In a pilot with drivers from Uber and Bolt in Portugal, 300 drivers, one day I received a call at 9 a.m. And it was someone that says, thank you. And I'm like, what? Why thank you? It was Ana Sardinha. What happened to Ana Sardinha, it was exactly equivalent to me. After driving 8 hours in the shift, 500 meters far from home, she fell asleep. But this time, Wing Driver woke her up, and she drove safe to home. So, in the end of the day, everyone wants to get home safely, to see their families, their friends, their cats, everyone. So let's get everyone safely together. Thank you so much.
Gracias, Andre, por mejorar.
Thank you, Andre, for improving this security in our cars. Now we're going to travel to Colombia to meet Unergo. Unergo enhances electric mobility with an inclusive and accessible solution of ecosystem that reduces 60% the cost of electric bikes, reduces the limitation of the autonomy with some stations to exchange batteries, and offers financing solutions for the people outside the financing system. Silvia Montilla Cortes, CEO of Unergo, comes to explain the projects.
¿Sabían ustedes que en un país como
A country like Colombia, the motorbike is the main mean of transport. This represents 62% of the vehicles that we use in the country. Now imagine that this motorbike is not only used to go to one place to other. This motorbike is used to generate income. And today, more than 8 million Colombians are generating an income with this motorbike. Nevertheless, these same Colombians are under the pressure of using only gas motorbikes. I am Silvia Montilla. We are from Unergo, and we decided to make it easier for them to take the leap to the electric mobility. With 3 steps. First, we sell electric motorbikes without battery and without the charger. We reduce the cost up to 60%. In the second stage, we finance the people which are not in the financial system. We make them easier to take this step towards this mean of transport. And the third stage, we make it easier to use the electric motorbike through exchange battery stations, so that our users totally forget about the long hours to charge the batteries, and in less than 1 minute they have totally charged batteries ready to continue the day. In Unerco, we are able to make it profitable, the things, this way. First with the motorbikes, and then due to the interest of financing them. And in the third stage, per 8 battery exchange conducted in our stations. Our motorbikes are more than e-bikes. They are transport means that dignify the work of thousands of Colombians that are generating day after day their way of life. Maybe because they are freelancers, maybe because they are messengers. And we also have a strong commitment with security and safety. And this we do it by compulsory insurances for each of our vehicles. And they should have a license to be able to drive this kind of vehicle. And our vehicles are limited according to the speed limits, urban speed limits that we have in our country. To the moment, we have done more than 2,000 battery exchanges. We have 4 automatic stations that they are located in strategic points so that the users never have to worry about their autonomy. We are Unergo. My partner Alejandro is in charge of all of the technological side, and I am in charge of technology, strategy, and product. We are sure that we're not only making it easier to move to the e-mobility, but we're also helping so that more people do not have to choose, but they can make the free decision of joining to the e-mobility and also safe mobility. Thank you.
Gracias. Gracias a ti, Silvia.
Thank you, Silvia. And now we are going to meet the 4th and last finalist. We will travel to Sweden to know Cocoon, which is a child seat for new generation bikes equipped with an airbag system which inflates in milliseconds through detection algorithm based in artificial intelligence. Let's receive with an applause Emma Garbiñe Garatea, CEO of Cocoon.
Good evening, everybody. I need to tell a story here. I stopped cycling when I became a mother because I couldn't find any child seat that offered me a safe way to cycle with my child. And it turns out that I was not alone. Over 70% of parents felt exactly the same, so I decided that it was time to change this. I teamed up with the best team of experts and engineers to create together the world's safest child seat for bicycles. But how well does traditional child seat actually protect? They have looked the same since the 70s. Do they actually protect? Well, according to independent studies, they don't protect at all. And they can be a very adverse outcome in case of an impact, a deadly one. Over 480 Swedish children are rushed to emergency every year. This despite that we have one of the best cycling infrastructure in Europe. Now think about Europe. 70,000 children, European children, will be in an accident next year. We don't want this to happen. So our solution is Cocoon airbag protection, and we are developing the next generation child seat with a patented airbag system that has been proven to reduce the head injury between 14 and 315 times, making the difference between life and death. And these tests are run independently by the Wrocław University. The Cocoon technology is based on AI-powered algorithms that detect the accident, and the airbag will inflate within milliseconds, protecting both the child's head and body. The product is very easy to use. We're developing both a child seat and the portable airbag unit. To activate it, so you simply have to put it into the building base on the back of the child seat, then it will be activated. When you no longer need to use it, you just detach it and you bring it with you. Cocoon is modular for easy repairs because sustainability is a core value for Cocoon. It is also connected to an app where we offer remote self-diagnostic, so the user will know at all times about the unit health. Right now, we are testing the beta prototype, and the next step will be to certify the product and to launch it. Protecting children on every ride means empowering parents everywhere. And a future based on sustainability must start by protecting those who will carry it forward. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Well, we have heard the 12 finalists and also their projects, and now it's the moment, the decisive moment of the afternoon. We are going to learn the names of the winners of the Fundación MAPFRE. We consider them winners already, but, well, a big applause to all of them.
Bueno, como finalistas, ellos han recibido...
As finalists, they have received some mentoring and coaching sessions by the IE University, our academic partner, and their projects have been already being shared in social forums, in the media, making their growth a reality, and they also are part of Red Innova, Fundación MAPFRE, a community where innovation and creativity multiply, including finalists and winners from previous editions. So the synergies are sure over here. So now I want to invite to the stage with me the Secretary of State of Science, Innovation, Universities, Juan Cruz Figudosa, the Ibero-American General Secretariat, Andrés Alamand, and also the President of Fundación MAPFRE, Antonio Huertas, and the CEO of the EE University, Diego del Alcázar Benjumea. And also, please, I want to invite here to the stage with us the finalists of Improving Health in Digital Technology, e-Health.
Sí, por favor. Aquí está. Bueno, tenemos ya...
So we have the envelope over here with the name of the winner. I must confess that I don't know who the winner is.
El proyecto ganador.
The winning project in the category of technology and health, improving e-health, in this 8th edition of the Fundación MAPFRE Awards to Social Innovation is Pegasi.
Que luche por lo que tú luches y tú crees, yo creo más. Que no hay barrera tan grande que juntos no nos podamos saltar. Que nada ni nadie ni amigo me da lo que tú me das.
Vamos a hacer entrega también.
We are also going to hand in the diplomas for the rest of the finalists. Congratulations to all of you and applause for them.
Si te pones por aquí.
If we could take a picture with all of you.
Los finalistas también, si os podéis colocar para hacer una foto.
And also the finalists, please.
Seguimos, por favor, que nos acompañe.
So now I'm going to invite to the finalist of Senior Economies category. Could you please come to the stage with us?
Bueno, te lo doy aquí. Mil gracias.
Bueno, aquí tenemos el sobre.
Here we have the envelope. Whenever you're ready, let's go. The winning project in the category of Senior Economy of this 8th edition of the awards is Helpful Village.
For me, when I see you smile, I take my pain.
Si os quedáis para una foto conjunta todos,
A photo together.
os van a hacer entrega también de vuestros diplomas.
Also, you're going to be handed in your diplomas.
Get back on track.
Enhorabuena. Y seguimos.
Congratulations. And now the last award. We want to invite the finalists of Sustainable and Safe Mobility.
Muchísimas gracias. Vamos allá, conozcamos al último.
So, let's get to know the last winning project of this gala. The winning project in the category of Sustainable and Safe Mobility in this 8th edition of the Fundación MAPFRE Social Innovation is Cocoon.
Muchísimas gracias. Ahora vamos a hacer entrega también.
And now we are going to give the diplomas to the finalists.
Cuando queráis podéis recoger también vuestro diploma.
I hope you never forget the way you are.
Ay, sí, colócate. Enhorabuena a todos.
congratulations to all of you. Congratulations on the effort and dedication to be here with us. We really admire you from Fundación MAPFRE. We are convinced that all of the work conducted has been worth it. I'm going to ask you to go back to your seats. And now the Ibero-American General Secretariat, Andrés Alamant, will give a speech. Thank you very much.
Bueno, muy buenas tardes a...
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to salute, of course, Antonio Huesca, the president of MAPFRE Foundation, Juan Cruz, Secretary of State on Science, Technology, Innovation and Universities, Diego de Alcázar, the CEO of EA University, and also Elvira Vega, which is the new General Director of the Foundation. And as you can imagine, he has a very high standards to continue working on this. I want to also thank you for the opportunity that you give me from the Ibero-American Secretariat to share some benchmarks. One, I would say it's a personal confession. I was very intrigued to learn more about the character, the personality, the identity that the innovators have. And the first thing that comes to your mind is that an innovator is a person that from a new idea is able to generate products, goods, tools, procedures that at the same time generate changes in society. But the innovators are not people from the theory side, or they are not individualist people. And if you remember the presentations that they gave, they always have two parts. At the beginning, they explain their innovation, and of course, they do it with energy and conviction. But to the end, suddenly, it's like you see the face glow up, their eyes are shining, and they explain how their innovation improves the lives of people. The innovators are only happy when they know the impact that they generate in the others. What we are saying is that innovation is a way of solidarity. By the way, not many people are able to tell this, but for me it's pretty significant. Last year we spoke here about capital. Capital, that the dictionary says, it's the cluster of assets that allow someone to create some richness. And we were saying that we have some natural capital. Let's think about the countries that they have abundant natural resources, a high amount of population, a privileged geographical location, but natural capital without financial capital, without money to be able to do finances, it's not able to create a lot of richness or wealth. And then we talk about the human capital, the culture, the educational level, the knowledge that a society in general has. And suddenly we came up with two ideas that somehow inspire what MAPFRE does, which is to enhance social capital and innovative capital. So what's social capital then? Social capital, it's the attitude that a society has to be able to generate bonds between people, to be able to organize coexistence, to be able to make aptitudes, intelligence, skills, and abilities to adapt to the wants of the others. And the ones that have this capital are the ones that are organizing pretty well on themselves. And then we have the other capital that we have seen today, which is the innovative capital. the capital that allows us to create new things, to allow people improve the life of others. And what Fundación does with these awards is to link the social capital to the innovative capital to generate a better society. If you think about this, it's not very far from what MAPFRE does as a company, because MAPFRE, from all of its portfolio of insurances, diminishes risks, uncertainty, and as a consequence, makes people easier. Lastly, some words to praise how good the topics or the themes have been chosen. MAPFRE is not improvising. So, something was said in mobility in Latin America. The car accidents are the second cause of death for people under 50. In Spain, it's the fourth. So, the topic is not solved, and here we have a social urgency. Then we have all of this senior economy thing. Take a look that in Latin America, from the year 1950, the average age was of 18. Today is 31, 75 years later. And by the year 2050, it's going to be more than 40. Think about the difference in what it takes to take this leap between 18 and 30, and how much it's going to take to jump from 30 to 40. And in Spain, in the year 1950, it was 26, and today is 45. And by the year 2050, it will be it's going to be over 50. So here we have an extraordinary growing problem. They say that the Chinese say that a wise society takes care of kids and senior people. I think we could maybe adjust this a bit. Wise societies are not only the ones that take care of, but the ones that boost, enhance, the ones that generate positive visions, innovative visions. And why not mention this also, the ones that seize their senior people. And lastly, health. This was seen with the project presented. Artificial intelligence is going to change the diagnosis in medicine, the treatment, the follow-up. It's a radical change. But as a very wise person says, be careful. Never artificial intelligence is going to be able to replace the doctors. But doctors that know how to leverage artificial intelligence are the ones that are going to replace other doctors. Lastly, it's on the table the huge positive impact that artificial intelligence entails and the advanced technologies. But beware, we also have the threats. Today, through different technologies, you can read the minds of people, and you can understand that if this technologies allows us through sophisticated measurements of impulses and signals to read what we're thinking, then it's not so far to having the possibility of intervening in our thoughts. That's why in Iberoamerica, in my country, Chile, there's a great progress in protection the rights towards the newer technologies. Because if this technology invades the most intimate space that people have, then we do have a problem. Lastly, I want to say thank you very much to the entrepreneurs. Thank you to the winners, and thank you to the ones that did not win the award. And I must say that it's none of you is losing. You are all winners, not losers. Thank you very much to MAPFRE, to their foundation, for helping society be better.
Muchísimas gracias. Para finalizar el evento.
To wrap up the event, I will give the floor to the Secretary of State of Science, Innovation and Universities, Juan Cruz Cigudosa.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon to all of you. It's an honor for me to wrap up this event and also to enjoy the event because I enjoyed the speeches of all of the entrepreneurs, this 8th edition of MAPFRE Social Innovation Awards. I want to say thank you in the name of the Yana Moran that was not able to be here, the Ministry of Innovation, and also from the government of Spain, which I am representing too. I want to congratulate the 3 teams that received the award today, and Andres already said what I think. Here we are all winners. For those candidates, I was also an entrepreneur. I was also mentorized in the past. I saw myself in all of you. I think we maybe should control a bit the movement here on the stage because maybe you're too nervous, but well, we understand that. We have received more than 350 candidacies. This is a symptom of health in future. I also want to say thank you for the initiative to the MAPFRE Foundation and also the collaborators that make this possible, the EA University, BitLab. Thank you, because thanks to them we have these awards that help us build a more innovative society and a society that has a better ability to overcome all of the challenges. And this is strength to overcome these challenges that now the new word is resilience, but it's been existing since forever. It's something that's in our DNA of our country. I think there's no alternative to innovation. It does not exist. The other thing would just drive us to fade away and disappear. So we need to seek for new innovations to find new solutions to already existing problems or fixed problems. We need to decarbonize our economy and find a solution to horrible illnesses like cancer or Alzheimer. And artificial intelligence, that now you're applying it in your projects, has to be ethical and moral and responsible. We need to make this in a green and sustainable way. I think innovation, it's the safe boat on this ocean of global crisis that we are facing. It's true that we have seen it, and I have to defend our role as country in this issue. I think the bet our country is doing in science and innovation in these last years is a key element that justifies the success that we are having. I think that we are recovering from the pandemic in a proper way. It's important that noise does not hinder us from listening what's the most important things. We are one of the fastest growing economies now. We want to have a greener, more resilient and fairer economy, and it's not me who is saying this. All of the international entities. We have many people working in our countries more than ever. Our economy is growing. We're growing rights. We're growing our economy, and we are not growing in what should not grow, in the carbon footprint and everything that should disappear. People thought that it was not compatible to grow on one side and diminish some things in the other side, but we're being able to do it. And this is from the data of the National Institute of Statistics. This is a very important message for the innovators. If you want to put your projects to work, you should do it here, because the labor market that's growing the most in our country is the works dedicated to science, technology, and digitalization. This is a change for this country. A change of the productive model. We're working towards a more innovative economy. There's a long way to go still. I am not satisfied still, but we're in the good way. We're more coherent. We also have the ability to share prosperity. And this is not just by chance. This is the fruit of a very important work of our country, of the companies we have, of the public entities, private ones, organizations, the people that are committed, as we saw this afternoon, and they are courageous as you. The result of all of this is that we have a country in which R&D is bigger, we have some historical budgets, and we also have this legal shield that's allowing us to have a future. We have some legal reforms that enhance technologies, thought for people, that defend science is a public good, that they defend the quality and the accessibility of our universities. Our main social booster, boosting equalities and also a portfolio of manpower, which is necessary for the situation of today. To bet on science and technology tailored for people must seem obvious, but it is not. We're living terrible moments. Past Monday, we had an encounter in Europe organized by Macron with the president of the Commission, in which we were exchanging experiences from other countries that have decided to give up on science in their more inclusive side. There's countries that they have totally decided to cut all of the financing lines in science because they have some problems with migration. There are some elements with countries that which are withdrawing funds to fight against climate change. I think it's important as a continent we keep on this working line to deny science for populism, and misinformation is threatening our progress and it's putting us to facing some dangers.
Es la ciencia.
Science is the one that warns us and tells us about the potential catastrophes. It helps us save lives and guides the emergency services. We've seen this through the Filomena and Dana storms, and also science represents a collective effort around our future. It is what will ensure a shared future with grants for our children, with better jobs for everyone, with advanced therapies that are at reach of each and every person. And this is not something that I say myself. I am not using my own words. Mario Draghi, in his report, states this: we're all interested in making Spain better. The survival of the well-being state, the strategic autonomy of our country and the European Union, the strength of our democratic societies requires more and better in investments in research, development and innovation, and to increase our technological capacities. We're also working with the Latin American region, and I think we're heading towards in the right direction. We trust our scientific community, and I can guarantee that this is a fact, and we have moved up 2 levels in the ranking of innovation in terms of technology. I think that we are a good country for science and technological development. We've been exporting talent for many years and we are recovering it. I wanted to tell you that in the last calls for technological talent, one of the means that we use for this is Atrae. More than 50% of people coming to do research in our country comes from the UK and the USA. And there's another call, the Ramón y Cajal, that incorporates junior talent, and a great percentage of people coming to do science in our country were not born in our country. And I will not tell you about other policies. I just wanted to convey that Spain is doing the strongest efforts in terms of innovation and technology in its history. We believe ourselves to be innovators. We understand the future with PPP. We have also created betas that are specific for certain areas that require more development in our country, where social organizations, universities, the academia, and public and private entities are working together to find solutions for real problems of people and the challenges ahead of us. We're working in advanced therapies, drugs, in EVs, in how to make better decarbonization process and how to produce better and safer foods. We have a key tool. And for entrepreneurs, I wanted to tell you that we have the Center for the Technological Development and Innovation in Spain that helps companies such as yours to start up with programs such as Iberotech. I actually benefited from 2 of these programs, and I wanted people to understand that this stream of public resources to support and push companies such as yours is the future. We have the Red Impulso. We have also had the opportunity of getting to know a little bit here the Red Innova. We are supporting innovation in all areas. The Red Impulso is based on all the things that you are doing here. And just to wrap up, I wanted to share that we are in the same boat, that we're heading in the same direction towards a more human future. The government of Spain shares the philosophy behind these awards to find solutions for real problems of everyone is a reality that concerns us all. We know that we can really get a grasp of our future, and it is the time to make a common effort, a shared effort also in the social sphere, because this guarantees a better future for us and for the next generations. And to finish, I would like to insist in my recognition and my admiration for all the winners and finalists of these awards. I'm going to ask you to stay on stage because we're going to take the family picture, and I'm going to ask Andrés Alemán, José Manuel Inchausti, Antonio Huerta, Elvira Vega, Clara Bazán, Concepción Galdón, Carlota Jiménez de Andrade, and obviously all our finalists. Please join me on the stage.
Gracias.
Nada, ninguém neste mundo me dá o que você me dá. Quando te vejo sorrir, é o melhor do meu dia. Que você nunca se esqueça teu jeito de sorrir. Se lembre que sempre que te sinta sozinho, sempre vai ter esse ombro para poder prosseguir. Se eu tivesse que escolher, não daria nem um passo atrás. Lutamos a mesma luta e juntos podemos mais. Uma barreira tão grande que juntos não possamos quebrar. Que nada, ninguém nesse mundo me dá o que você me dá.
Enhorabuena a todos, ganadores.
Congratulations to you all, to the winners, to the finalists, and thank you all for being with us this evening. Thank you also to those of you who are following us through the streaming. Now we will have a cocktail at the hall, and we will have the time to keep on exchanging. I just wanted to beg you to return the interpretation devices when you exit the hall. Thank you very much.